So
Okay,
yeah,
so we are live. We're 5 seconds in, Alex, and you were just saying when I was saying we're gonna go live from New York. I used to watch Saturday Night Live all the. Remember, like you're not as old as me, but in the old days with Dan Aykroyd and all them, it was so
hmm
good, man. Back then, it
you
was
know,
so funny.
but I grew up where it's like, I remember that. I remember the Jim Carrey. I remember like, all of
It
that.
was
So
so good.
uh,
Like
it's
in all
actually
those
still
real
it's still
courses.
good. I don't know if you watch it now, but it's still good.
Well, no, I probably should because I really liked it, right? But
Yeah.
you know, so so that was just a start. All right, so folks, all right, so we're Alex and I are talking a lot about 2024 is like a little over a week away, a new year. This year is almost over, and we've seen so many changes in AI this year. I mean, so
hmm
many changes, and I basically um I basically got involved with AI on Black Friday 2022. So the end of 2022 in November, that's when I bought Jasper, as I said in another episode, Alex. Now, you had been using AI much longer than me, right? Because you're really analytical and is there a problem?
No,
Do we,
just,
do we need to beat somebody
just
down?
probably, yeah.
There's going to be a beat down today at the AI for the underdog. Anyway,
No,
like
so
I got
so
involved
so
in it.
what do you think? What do you think? What do you think? Since all right, so you're using Jasper, you're using ChatGPT. Um, so what do you think for 2024? Like, what's your five like points that you think is gonna be like, okay, man, this is really gonna work. We're gonna freaking crush it. Like, what do you think they are?
Well, all right. So, the big one for me is omni-channel marketing, right? We're doing all this
hmm
marketing, all this social media, and you and I both are bringing in a lot of clients, right? And so, like my big thing is omni-channel marketing. Like I've already been using it for that. Like we can use Chat GPT 4 now to help with
hmm
like pillar pages. Of course, without the optimization, that's all you have. You have something that the
Yeah.
robot made, and you got to fix it. But omni-channel marketing is a big one for me, but i'm ex- I'm going to expand into new markets. Like I'm taking on clients now that I would have never have taken on before because I didn't understand their niche, right? But now with
hmm
AI gives me all the information I need about that niche. And that, of course, we got to do our due diligence. As you know, Alex, we got to
hmm
fact check. We got to make sure things are right because, as you
hmm
know just as well as I know now, not everything is true on when you're using AI. I mean,
yeah.
you've got to be careful with that. It's sort of like if you're going to write a book. Like I was just watching this podcast, and not a podcast, but I was watching this interview a little while ago, right, with Matt Wolf, and he was saying that people are starting to write books now. So now Amazon is getting really keen on, is it written by AI or a person? Because if you write a book on, for instance, going out to how to pick mushrooms in the forest, you know that there's certain mushrooms that you get that get you totally stoned. I'm a child of the 60s. I know exactly what that does to your brain. And there's
hmm
also mushrooms that can kill you. So to use something like AI to write your book for you and not
hmm
fact check if you're going to kill somebody could be dangerous, right? So
Well, I mean, I have been hearing things about when people use AI, and like since more and more AI content is going to be out there, what I've heard is that it's going to start training itself on itself.
I know.
Therefore, like the head of a snake, it's going to essentially eat itself because it just went full circle, right?
Yeah.
So keeping that in mind, it's like, okay, well, I don't think this is going to be affecting us per se, right? I actually think it's going to be beneficial for us because since we're at the forefront, we're at the very beginning. I think we're going to be able to capitalize on the fact that right now it's all fresh and we're the ones creating that content. But like you said, it's about the optimization, right? It's about making it so that it's clean, it's concise, and like it's not eating itself because there's expert advice behind it.
Yeah, so like we have all these riders here at Top Click Joe, and you and I have talked
hmm
about this, Alex. And my people are so good at optimizing and so good at putting that human flair because ChatGPT isn't necessarily going to tell like a joke or something funny happened because it doesn't
Well,
know.
you could program it to do that. I did that.
Well, I know
I
you
have
did. I
one.
know
I have
you're
one
really
that's sarcastic. I have one that's sarcastic and it talks to itself. It's back and forth. So
that
yeah,
could be
it's actually
interesting, right? Like now,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
now, do I believe AI will be as smart as us someday? Sure. Why? I'm positive. I've just watched in 1 year what has changed in like a
Excuse
year.
me.
And
Hmm.
so now my writers, they spend a lot of time in it. And of course, I'm going to be just like you're on stage in March at the Content
Hmm.
at Scale, the Content Hacker Live.
Hmm.
I'm on stage then also. And, I was just talking to some of my employees, and we changed the way we pay people at Top Click Joe. We pay them per blog post or per pillar page, because what happens is they get paid when it passes quality control. Because we were finding when I was paying like salaries, and this is a good tip for those of you out there that have writers, instead of paying a salary, but I think a lot of companies, when they were using human writers, were paying them per project, right? And that's where I got the idea. And I said, look, I think we're having a problem here. They know they're going to make this chunk of money, so their work
Hmm.
doesn't have to be like the A plus. It could be a B or a C, right? So they're going to get paid. And so I changed that system to pay per
Hmm.
project. And I've watched my content greatly improve, like greatly improve. Of course, we had to remove an employee that we had that wasn't following direction, but every
Yeah,
business
but
is going
that
to
happens. Yeah, that happens everywhere. That's
every
not a
business, it happens in every
yeah.
business. And you're going to do that. You're going to find that
Mhm.
because AI is still new. It's still a baby. It's in its infancy.
So your number one is what you said. It's omni channel, right?
Omni-channel is big for us because we're
Hmm.
trying to market in all the social media platforms,
Hmm.
and using Chat
But don't
GPT.
you think? But don't you think like omni channel? It's sometimes it's a little confusing for people. So like
Yes,
let me refine my question, and this is actually a
got it.
really good tip. When you think about it from a Chat GPT perspective, right? AI, and it's me refining my question to get a better answer. So better in, better out, right? So
Yes.
my question to you is like omni-channel, 100% I agree with you, but omni-channel is content, it's imagery, it's videos, right? So what do you think the five types of content are going to be the most valuable when it comes down to um, what's next in 2024?
Well,
I feel a little jealous, by the way. I feel a little jealous, by the way, because you have greenery in your back. I can see in your background; it's really nice. So I'm
well,
a
I
little
got to be able
jealous
to have.
because I used to have a plant here. So I can't allow no
You get your
no
plant, dude. Get your plant. Damn, I
yeah,
can't believe
no
you're not
shit.
showing that plant live. I got like a forest here. Oh, ooh, is that a marijuana plant? Um,
It looks like it. No, but
no,
it's a money
it's.
tree.
I mean, look at how big my money tree is, though, right there. So
So
it's
yeah,
just
what types of so
listen.
sorry for
So
interrupting because you gotta love the green plants.
I love green plants, man. That's why I have them, and
Yeah.
I can't like this one's growing like crazy in here because it's warm because
Mhm.
of my computers and all my screens. It stays warm, and I miss them. It's like being in the jungle. All right, the
Yeah.
five things. Number
Hmm.
one for me, and it's been number one for me for 20 years. This one thing,
Hmm.
video. I believe when the term a picture's worth 1,000 words. Well, a video's worth 1,000,000 words, right? Not 1,000, it's 1,000,000 words because you can be personal with your audience, right? You're talking to them like I'm doing right now. I can talk straight to you, directly to you. I can, you're looking in my eyes, you're seeing if I'm truthful or am I an honest person? Do you want to follow Alex and I? Whatever you're thinking, but video is very strong and I love video. And we're starting to see like AI, the video part of AI, right? Like where you can
Hmm.
use AI. Do you know that we're getting our descriptions written even better now than we can do with ours? Even though I know the niche, let's say it's water damage. I
Hmm.
did it for 3 decades. I owned a restoration company, as you know. AI can write it better than I can write it. And then I just put my flair in it a little bit, but the description is so detailed.
Yeah.
So what happens when everybody starts doing that? All of our descriptions are great, right? I think what's going to happen with AI also is it's always going to need a person. There's always got to be a
Mhm.
personal touch because somebody has to talk to it. And unless you've watched what is that? iRobots. iRobot, that movie where they take over,
Did you know
right?
that? Did you know that Elon Musk just announced the price of the robot that he built? It
No, how
literally
much?
looks just. I think it's like 10 grand or something like that.
Dang, we can afford that. We can get a
That's not
robot.
bad. That's not bad.
No,
I would
what
love a
does it
robot.
do? Does it do all the cleaning and mowing and everything?
It walks around. It picks up. It has sensories in its hands. It does. It walks like a human.
Oh my
Probably
gosh.
probably not perfect right now,
It's
but it's
probably not like
definitely
Stepford Wives. You ever see that movie Stepford Wives? That was a creepy movie, man. But all
yeah.
those women were sort of like AI, I think, or programmed or something like
Mhm.
that, right? But listen, they cooked, they cleaned, they did all their wifely duties. I shouldn't say that.
Yeah.
We're gonna get hammered on that, dude. Listen, I have husbandly duties also, man. I got duties myself. But it's just crazy where AI is going. And I've been hearing about Musk talking about it. I didn't know that he
Mhm.
announced it, and I'm surprised it's only $10,000. Like that
It
doesn't
might be
seem
more.
like.
Maybe I don't hold me to that. It might be more.
So
All
listen,
right. So
so
we got number one.
video,
So video,
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 okay, and then of
Mhm.
course content, like
long form or short form.
both.
Okay.
Like here I
Um.
have an issue. Let me talk to you about this. You're very smart at SEO. So we
Mhm.
have a client, and when we had the new Google update, we had all these pillar pages built, and it was long form, like 12,000 words, right, on the page. So he lost ranking on the last update, and so we finally figured it out because we've been watching it. Because you know that Google's into UI, like user experience, right?
Yeah.
Like experience is everything. So I'm starting to think like when you're doing long form, if it's kind of repetitive, Google doesn't like that, number one, right?
Mhm.
And number two, how many people really read 12,000 words unless not every, like I'm not going to read 12,000 words unless I'm reading a
Mhm.
good book or something like that. And I don't really read
Mhm.
books because I'm too busy watching videos to learn
So
things. I don't get it out of books. What do you think?
so when it comes down to those the concept of a pillar page that's probably like 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 words.
I get that.
The point, yeah, you're right. It's like you answer as much as you can, but realistically, what you're aiming for is the schema. You want
Yeah.
to add schema so that those FAQs get acknowledged, and then from there, the goal is to get the zero position at the top, right?
Yes.
But
Yeah.
we're
We
really
add
more,
schema to
yeah,
everything.
but we're more now. We're competing more with the generative. So from the generative perspective, if you truly think about it, that
Snippets.
um, it's the snippets so that you could gain the image SEO position, and or just being referenced on that right hand side when they show
Yeah.
the generative articles
And
basically.
we did do that. That's what we're changing, by the way. That's what we changed. We made it shorter. We have a pillar page that might have 3,000 words, sub pillar pages, 1,500 words, and
Mhm,
blogs, 750 to 1,000, because it's short bursts of information on one
mhm.
subject that all links back to the pillar page. And
So
we
you're
know
saying
that,
so you're saying aside from your client, but you're saying like, because I know how we got into this topic, but video is one, pillar pages, SEO, content creation is two.
yeah, content creation is huge for us, as you know, because I never did
Mhm,
content creation.
mhm,
I've been when I sold my restoration company, I did Google ads and Microsoft and Facebook ads. That's what I did for my own company. I didn't write blogs. I don't write content. I'm not a writer. I'm not even close to a writer. But
mhm,
AI came along, and all these smart people kind of avoided it. I was on a meeting yesterday, by the way, Alex. I got to talk about
mhm,
this. I was on a meeting yesterday with somebody extremely intelligent
mhm,
that's a vice president of this big SaaS company, right? They have this software. It's really good software for like what you were just talking about, SEO, right?
mhm.
And we were talking about. I lost my train of thought. I got so excited. Dang it! So we were talking. Feed me some stuff. What was that? Where was I going
Mhm.
with this? Oh no, no. So we're talking about writers and writing content, right? And he was like, he has these writers that are from America. They're expert writers, right? They've been writing for their whole life. They're writers that they
Mhm.
hire. They are not moving to AI. They are fighting it tooth and nail. He came to me because he saw the video and how I know how to hire Filipinos and get them to, and how
Mm.
they write and how they learn quickly, and they're the best employees you can have ever. And so he was asking me about that because his riders that have been with them for years now are no longer probably going to be with them because they won't revert. They won't
You
switch.
mean, yeah. But the thing is, that's the problem. I think it's more of an education problem. It's kind of like, it's like marijuana.
Yeah.
it's it was actively like pushed as like this horrible thing. There's no medicinal usage, nothing like that, right? So like it's just propaganda. And then, a lot of time passes by, and then a lot of people are like, man, we should have been doing this a long time ago. So it's kind of like when they
Yeah.
ban marijuana and nobody wants to touch it with a stick. And then now it's like AI. It's like, no, AI is not coming for my job. It
Well, it is.
is.
It is
It
coming for your
is.
job. Basically, Alex and I are coming for your job because we're using AI. We're 100% into AI, and that's why we have AI for the Underdog to start showing all of you how to use it. And I know we're only like a few episodes in, so we're kind of giving the story right now to lead up to how we'll start training you how we use it. Like I use it way different than Alex does, and it's different for everybody. What are your needs? Do you know that if you have a problem? Do you know if you have a problem? Let's say you got to fire an employee, or you your wedding anniversary is coming up, and you're not a writer, but you want to write this love letter to your wife, right? You know that you can go to Chat GPT and you can get it to write you a love letter, and then you can put your own little touches in it. I actually did this about a year ago.
Was it a beautiful poem?
It was a beautiful poem, but it looked like an obituary.
I
So
don't
it
know if
looked like
that's
an
good.
obituary because I had a picture of my wife and the dog, and people were saying, "Oh, I'm so sorry," and I'm like, "No, this is our anniversary." But the way then I read it, I'm like, I can see how I'm saying all this great stuff about my wife, and then a picture of her. It sounded like I was saying goodbye, right? And so
Yeah.
I figured out how to redo that. But do you know that? Let's say you got to fire somebody or something like that. Do you know you can go to Chat GPT and say, "Give me some ideas how to let this person go," like nicely. What could I say? How should I say it? What do I need to look out for? Can I get sued? Right? And so Chat GPT will give you all the answers on what to say. So ChatGPT isn't just for like writing blog posts or writing content or using content at scale like you and I use for blog posts. Those things are, you can use them for more than that. You can use it for
It's ideation, it's
yeah.
creation, it's structure.
So okay, the third thing, of course, I think images. I think video is big for me, right? It's bigger than content for me. Now we write a lot of blogs. You saw the post or the video I did. We're at 666 posts in a short amount of time, and I was using like a spray bottle to spray it because 666 is a mark of the beast. So I was spraying it with holy water, man. But anyway, you can see how much stuff we're writing. So imagine a person that's never written. I didn't even make it through high school because of being bipolar and ADHD and all that. I couldn't do school the way they taught. But so I didn't know. I'm not a writer like English, like these writers that are all going to be losing their job. But here's a guy, me, that comes on the scene, never written anything, getting on stage in March because I'm creating a whole lot of content according to Content at Scale. Like we're creating a lot of content, and I wasn't even a writer. It's because I saw this thing and I'm like, I'm jumping on and I'm going to figure this out. I think people overthink this. I mean, ChatGPT could be used for, you don't need to use it as your writing tool. It can answer questions for you. It can give you a recipe. Do you know that you can get some of the most awesome recipes because it already read the internet and knows all the recipes, right? Yeah. And so just ask it for a recipe on spaghetti sauce, right? Like a secret recipe or something like that.
You can I've used it for recipes before. I've literally told it like I have I guess when you're in there, right? You're in the Chat GPT and you're talking to it, you're like, man, I have spaghetti, I have maybe a half a stick of butter, I have a little bit of garlic dust in the little can that it came in originally. And no oil, no salt, maybe like a half a hot dog, and it'll make me a recipe.
Do you know what I ate for
awesome.
lunch today? Do you want to know what I ate for lunch? You're talking about half a hot dog. When you're young and you're poor, what do you usually eat?
Ramen noodles.
There it is. So I took a
I
pack of
love
ramen
I
noodles.
love ramen.
So do I, man. I put butter and Parmesan on it and garlic, and then I put a
Mhm.
hot dog in there. I cut up a hot dog, right, and put it in there. And that's what I ate for
Delicious.
lunch, man. It was real quick and
Delicious.
easy. But, so the third thing, probably, I've been playing around with photos on AI, right? I've been using that. You actually taught me how to do that. You brought me in there and taught me how to use the system inside. Is it inside Poe?
Poe, yeah,
Yeah,
you have, stable diffusion, you have, things to write prompts so that you
yeah.
can use Midjourney.
So that's what
Um,
I did, and I wrote, and I got
mhm,
that like cat picture that was like unbelievable. And I'm like, that was my first try. So
mhm,
you almost don't even need to be an artist anymore, right? You can just go there and write your own thing and do your own stuff. But so I think
pretty much.
photos are gonna really evolve because
Mhm,
all these websites and all these blogs, you see all these stock photos that are so dry. Right now, we don't use stock photos at our company. We use Canva and we make our own photos. We have originals for our clients with their colors and their fonts. And I have all of my clients. This is a good tip for you out there if you're an agency and you want to use their pictures. I told my new client, my newest client, that look, I need a picture of you like squatting down, pointing to the right, and looking to the right, pointing to the left, looking to the left, pointing up, pointing down, doing this, right? Doing this, right? And all these different poses, we'll take the background out. And then when we use a thumbnail using Canva, right? And if I have the content on the right, I have him looking and pointing at the content. So now it's his hat with his company and his company shirt. And Google loves that because it is him. It's not a stock photo. So we're using a lot. We're doing that quite a bit now. And we've learned that through our company. And as you know, Alex, my company has grown 4 times over in a year because of AI and because I've
mhm.
latched onto it. Same thing with you. You're growing like crazy. I consult with Alex all the time on SEO issues, and he's even consulted with our team members inside Top Click Joe because he's so good. He's so brilliant at it that it's
Just
so.
finding fires and putting them out.
That's right. And so what's really cool, Alex, AI has not only done all this for our writing and doing
Mhm.
pictures, and AI can do videos now. It can make clips out of your video. It can do air. So basically all AI is a tool so you can be more productive. So if you're less productive, if you're not going to use AI, you're going to create 3 blogs in a week, and we're going to create 100. So we're going to be
Yeah,
so far ahead of you that there's no way you can catch up.
yeah.
So,
But
you know,
I also think that that's where technical SEO is gonna come in the most. So just to deconstruct what you said. You said AI images. You
yeah,
said there's AI video. There's obviously deep fake, and there's fake personas and things like that, right?
yeah,
Um, I think that's where it's going to become even more important to create real metadata, stuff in the background that allows Google to know that this is either authentic, um the creator itself. So that's where EAT comes in, right, where it's expertise,
yeah.
all that other stuff, and trustworthiness, authority, whatever. I think it's going to play a huge part in how content is consumed by Google, because as I mentioned before, where if AI is going to keep creating all this content and the human element starts to become removed, then we're going to have the problem of the content eating itself. So the content teaching itself. So rather than having more human made content in the future, we're going to have more AI made content, which is going to create the snake eating itself
That's
aspect.
right.
So identifying how that content was created, or if it's 50-50, or if it's kind of like using an image from Getty Images and you have to put, source Getty Images at the bottom. If you don't do that, Getty Images will sue you, right?
That's
You're
right.
not gonna get penalized by Google. You're gonna get sued to get for to take it down. You don't take it down, you're gonna get a bill.
That's
Why do I
right.
know this? Because I went through this when I was working at Dental Plans, right? We got a bill from Getty Images, but it wasn't because of me. It's because when I got there, the person before didn't know what they were doing. So that inexperience causes damage. There's a cost to it. So, you know, AI is great, but if you don't train it, if you don't actually make it do what you want it to do and give it the experience, give it the knowledge, feed it like
That's
a
right.
baby. Because realistically, it's stupid. It's artificial intelligence, great, it's smart, whatever. Generative's coming out next. It's going to be insane. But realistically, like if you don't pre-train it, because that's what it is. That's what a GPT is, right? It's generative pre-trained or generative pre-transformer, whatever. I don't even know the acronyms, but I just know how to use it, right? If you give it that training, Joe, what I created the other day? So I made a bot that acts as it talks to two different bots. So, and I'm gonna make a podcast video of this so that I can send it to you. You're gonna see it. So basically, I'm gonna have two phones, and on one phone, I'm gonna have, let's say, GPT-3. I'm gonna be using GPT-4, but I'm basically gonna have that act as GPT-3, and then I'm gonna make another one as GPT-4. There's gonna be cameras on me, the one phone, and the other phone, and I built it so that the persona itself talk to each other, but they have triggers to not interrupt each other. So, example, when you're talking to both phones, they're going to pick up what you're saying, right? And then I put in a rule so that when I'm addressing, let's say, if I say, "Hey, GPT-3, how do you feel about GPT-4 commingling with all those other AIs while using Poe.com?" So then they're going to respond to me in a very sarcastic manner. And then the other one, since they're both listening, it's going to say something like, there's either a pause, or there's gonna be something like, like they suck the sound of sucking your teeth, like oof. You know what I mean? Like a small little kind of thing like that. So I already built the persona and it's all ready to go. I just haven't done it yet because yesterday was crazy. We had three in-house interviews in the podcast room that we have here at Marketing for Greatness, like MFG. um, but yeah, I'm probably gonna do it today now that I'm talking about it, because now that I just let go of the idea on the like to the world, if you're not first, you're last, like Ricky Bobby says. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think it's amazing that some of the stuff that you do, and we pick up on it. There's so much information out there now. There's good information, there's bad information.
Mhm.
I latch on the people that I believe are the forefront, the people in the forefront of AI and what they're doing. And when I first met you, I wouldn't have met you without AI. AI has done this also, and I have other people now. I have new clients because of AI, right? Like I said, we've not only doubled, we've four times what we were doing before AI. And I just wrote a business plan yesterday, Alex, for
Mhm.
$1 million a month business plan, and I have a business plan for a
I
million a
love it.
month. And so I know what I got to do to get there. I know how
Mhm.
many employees I'm going to need. I'm going to need 288 more employees. I have the whole thing figured out, the business plan.
Mhm.
And we're moving there because of AI, we're bringing on new clients now with our Ultimate 16, and we're growing. And now we're getting people that do affiliates, right? Like
Mhm.
people sending work just like you, right? And so we AI has I should have just I was just taking it easy before AI. I already sold a business. I was
You got
happy.
you got to speed up now. That's the
Now
crazy
I'm
part about
speeding
it.
up.
You
So
have
the,
to.
the the problem for the it's not a problem is once I latch on to something, as you can tell, I don't give
Mhm.
up. I'm gonna win this game. And I don't want the underdog. That's what we're all about, you and I, helping
Mhm.
people that are less fortunate. They're not Fortune 500 companies. They need help from people like us because they
Mhm.
can't afford some of the other agencies out there that are 20, 30, $100,000 a month. And I know who they are because I've talked with them. Right. So
Mhm.
they need somebody, somebody needs to have their
Well, I
back.
mean, like for example, you said you work with a lot of service-based businesses, right?
Yeah.
um the verticals that we work in are a little pretty much the same, right? We're two different companies. Like you have clients, I have clients, that whole shebang or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
But when it comes down to it, like if you really think about it, somebody who wants to create a small business website, and before they didn't have the means, they could definitely use AI tools like durable.com, for example. They could go get like a $15 a month website, but on top of that, it's AI generated. You could, it gives you the content, it writes it for you. Don't get me wrong, you could definitely use it, but realistically, with proper training and creating like your own little bot that knows how to write like you, knows how to think like you, knows the prices of your products, and just use what Durable gave you to tweak And then to make it your own, now you have a website for $15 a month. On top of that, it produces AI blogs for you automatically. It produces it keeps your content inside of the website as a CRM. It allows you to do AI generated emails. It allows you to do AI generated Facebook and Instagram posts. Now, why am I saying this? Like, wow, all this for $15, Alex, and you charge 5,000 to make a website. It's really because when I give it to you, it's going to be fully optimized. It's going to be all the years experience that I have put into that website. It doesn't matter if I can make it in a day. Doesn't matter if I can make it in 60 days. Like, when I give it to you, you're going to eventually rank. Is SEO guaranteed? It is not, because now we're competing at a higher level with all this AI and Google's AI simultaneously. But even before that, even Google's best practices say you can't guarantee first place rankings. But I want to say 95% guaranteed, like I could do it and we could do it. Joe as well. Joe does pillar pages and things like that. It's like, but it's putting it into strategy, put it into that omnipresence aspect, putting it into how do I create this into a video? How do I create this into an image? How do I make sure that Google sees my image? Right? It's all those small little factors, because there's over 200 factors that let something rank online. So it's like, if you incorporate it or you do it when it's from an omnipresent standpoint, right? It's a lot easier. We could make this video right now, Joe, and then we could take it, turn it into a transcript, and then use that to create the article, and then use that to, if we didn't even want to show our face, we could literally just take that, put it in a voice thing, and then put it into a video. Now, what's the problem? Nobody wants to do that. You get it? I could give away all the secrets. Nobody's going to want to do that. You don't want to take the time to do that.
I know.
And then if it doesn't work, they abandon it. So it's like there's no point in you trying to do it yourself because you think it's more efficient because it's cheaper. Your cheaper isn't getting you anywhere. And then if you don't know what you're truly doing, then
it's not cheaper doing it yourself at all anymore.
Yeah, because there's a giant learning curve.
Look and that's true. And that's why I think it's important that people also look, you have this intelligence that's we're completely different people. You're very analytical. I'm very street smart. I do things. I look at something.
I've been to the street.
You've been on the street. I know that, dude. We've been in the hood together, I think, right? Yeah. So, it was. I think I stole your girlfriend that one time.
That one time.
Then you beat me up because you're bigger. Damn it. I got a real beat down. But I think people think I want people to know this. I didn't write blogs. I didn't write content. I did Google ads, Facebook ads, YouTube ads, and Microsoft ads.
Do you think ads are dying? Because next year, do you think it's going to be one of those key things that people have to do?
Bad word. Bad. Here, let me spray you. No, I don't think ads are going to go anywhere, because how do you think these places make money?
Mm-hmm.
Google's not going to make money without ads.
Yeah.
So ads are never
going anywhere. You got to pay to play.
You got to pay to play. So it's never going to go anywhere. And I was really good at it because I've done it since 2001. I did my own business, right? So I'm great at that. I didn't write blogs, right? I had a website built. Now, I did build a website 10 years ago, something like that, my Ameridrive website when I owned the company, only because I lost it because I screwed up. It was, I won't even go into that story, right? But anyway, I learned how to build a website, and it wasn't the greatest website, but it was my first try, right? Now, I hire people that are experts. I have designers, I have website people. There's no way I'm going to spend all this time on a website. Although I did spend a lot of time on the new website we just built. I write the content, I write the headlines, right? Because I'm good at that kind of stuff, right? So, but I believe, like you were saying, 5,000 for a website. There's a reason for that, because you do this thing for $15 a month. That website's not going to rank. Nothing's going to happen. You might have a presence there. And I call that the old Wix website, where somebody's going to try to sell. They learned how to make soap, and they build this thing that looks like it was built for, 10 cents, right? And that's their website now. I think a lot goes into design and thought processes through humans, right? Humans are always going to be involved, because we all see things the same way. Now, we're not there yet where AI is going to take us over yet, and maybe someday it does. We
Not
probably
yet.
won't be alive, right? But there's no way I'm going to not be involved in something that's moving so rapidly. And
Mhm.
now I've seen what it's done for my company, and you've seen what it's done for your company, and now we have a podcast, Alex, because of
Yeah.
AI. And we're and
Maybe
there's
we just like talking.
we do like talking about it. We talk a
Yeah.
lot and we love it. I do believe people listen. It is coming. We're going to start sharing our screens and teaching you things. You just
Mhm.
need to know where our heads are and where we're going with this. And we're Alex and I in 2024 are going full blast, 100% into AI.
Dominating,
We're going to
dominating.
dominate the market the best we can. I mean, we're going to we're learning daily. New things are happening daily, and we're learning daily.
Mhm.
I have some of the smartest team members on earth, man. They are so dang intelligent. I was listening to Bess this morning, and you've met Bess. Oh yeah, you know
Met
Bess.
her. Yeah.
She was taught. We talked for like an hour on a Zoom meeting, and she's my pillar. She's in charge of Pillar Pages.
Mhm.
And I'm the one who started doing Pillar Pages well over a year ago, right? Before I even knew her. And I was doing all the stuff. She was telling me stuff today that I was like, hold it, say what? And so she's advanced even how I see it, because
Mhm.
she's young, right? She's got a master's degree. She's extremely intelligent, and she's a very good learner. So she's learning all this stuff and then filling me in on all this new stuff, just like I'm learning stuff from you and I learn from other people. We all learn from not just
Mhm.
ourselves, but what other people are doing. We watch what they're doing. We were just
Well, I
smart
mean, you
enough.
have to. You have
Well,
to these days, especially it's moving too fast.
that's right. So
Yeah.
even like I saw this thing. It was Black Friday 2022. I've said this before, and I'm like, I didn't even really know what AI was. I knew that it was like, I thought of it like, AI is like that vacuum cleaner thing, that robot, iRobot, whatever. No, that's a movie. You know the little
That's a movie.
robot the robot vacuum that vacuum stuff and moves around stuff and all that crap.
Mhm.
So, so I saw this thing from Jasper about, it writes for you. And that's when I first got involved. And I was sold the first 5 minutes. I mean, I was like, oh my gosh, look at this. I could be a writer now, because I didn't write. And now, of course, we're writing more blogs than most people at Content at Scale right now. We're writing hundreds and hundreds of blogs because I have the people, because I jumped on board. And like the interview yesterday with the vice president of this SaaS company, to have these writers, right,
Mhm.
and they're not willing to accept AI. They're just not going to do it, because he's trying to tell them, look, yes, you're a great writer. You've been writing for decades or whatever, but AI is just there to help you. It will help you. If you're a great writer,
Maybe it's
imagine.
just intimidation.
Well, and I think it is, because it's taken away something that you thought only you can do. Now, somebody like me that has a GED, that couldn't get through high school, is going to beat you with your master's and PhD
Well, I have
in
a
writing.
GED.
You have a GED too. Hey, we must be the smart ones. We didn't waste our time in high school, man. We got a GED. I got
I
mine
think
in
I
my
think I
30s.
think everything's changing. Like I told you, well, I think I showed you the stats earlier. So or I told you a little bit of the story that I kind of found an Instagram hack by accident.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So essentially, I just kept on hitting the share button over and over again. And when you're uploading a reel, it kind of just like cues, and then it goes to upload. So I basically probably hit that button like 50 times, right? And in the very beginning, I kind of went through this like weird panic. I was like, "Oh shit, I'm gonna inconvenience everybody." You know what
Oh
I mean?
God,
That was my first thought. I was like, "Shit, everybody's gonna be pissed." It's the same video over and over and over again. And so every time one loaded, I went and I erased it. I went and I erased it. So I probably erased like around 20, and then I was like, "Man, fuck this." Because the list, I could see the queue list on my feed, and it was just long. I was just kept going. It was just super long. And I was like, I'm not gonna sit here and wait 5-10 minutes for every single one to load, go in, erase it. So I let it be. And yeah, my non-followers have spiked. My followers, I get more actual like more of my followers actually see my content and are engaging with it.
That's
My
awesome.
non-followers is up like 30,000 or something between the last 14 days, right? So like
That's
I've already started posting a little bit more, but now this little hack through Reels and then sharing it on a story has literally just like 10x my numbers from a visibility, engagement, overall perspective. So now when I post something, more of my followers and more non-followers see it,
Yep. Yep.
which is what we want, right? We want more visibility, we want more engagement, we want new eyeballs. We want to be able to say old stuff to new people, not new stuff to old people. You know what I mean? Like if you have something to offer, you can't keep talking to your same crowd and expecting them to buy it. It's not going to happen because you already knew they weren't going to buy it from them before.
That's right.
But if you keep pushing it, I think, at least I believe, there's a barrier of entry to break through the algorithm to achieve what I was able to achieve. Now, because I posted so many reels back to back all at one time, I basically started earning those badges. Posted 50 reels, posted 50 this, post a reel every single day. And like now they're trying to reward me like gamification so that I could keep on posting. So that's
So
exactly what I'm going to do.
so this is an Instagram, right? Where you're doing
This
the
is
real.
an Instagram. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know that like right now, Alex and I use StreamYard to stream to all of our different platforms. They just added Instagram. So
Oh, nice.
so
Okay.
we'll be talking about that for next week. But you know what I think we ought to talk about? I think next week we ought to take the top 5 or 10 AI platforms and show people our favorite to the least favorite and how they work and how you use them. I think we should share a screen next week and just start showing people how to do certain things, right? Like you're really good on some, I'm good on, and like we both have a different way of how we approach it, right? So we show how we approach it and the kind of results we get and why it's important. Because all AI is a secretary that's very, very inexpensive. That's all it is. It's a secretary that has all this knowledge. It's a secretary.
I would suggest anybody who's not paying ChatGPT right now, like cancel your Netflix.
Yep.
And it costs the same and build a business in a weekend. Build a business in a weekend. If you cancel your Netflix, you get ChatGPT 4, you could create logos, you could create pictures, you could create
everything.
Plans, you could create everything. If you speak to it on your phone, you don't even have to type. You could literally have a conversation back and forth with it. It's insane.
So we have this new client, right? That's he does solar. So I'm trying to come up with a like we're gonna do a Facebook ad and stuff, right? And I just want to share my screen and show you something real quick. Let me present. Is it present share screen, right? Share screen, and then is it the entire screen, right?
I think so, yeah.
And then this, say share. Now there's a bunch of stuff, but I'm going to do this. Now this is not the headline. Can you see the picture?
Yes, yeah.
This is not the headline. I'm just playing around with it right now. But these are solar panels, plugged into the sun, because basically it's free electricity, right? So the sun is free to get your energy.
Well, so I mean, it's free publicity right now as well.
Yeah. And so what we did, well, you got to live in Montana to even get them to do it, right? So, but if you live in Montana, let me tell you that Yellow Ball Solar Roofing and Solar is probably one of the best. But what the reason I showed this is what you said. This is AI generated right here. Oof. We generated this with AI. So what I'm saying is like
that's a nice graphic.
Yeah, the potential with AI is that was 10 minutes. I just told it we told it what we wanted, plugged into the sun. Now we have a bunch more pictures and we're looking at them and we can get it refined now, right? Like so it's kind of cool that I was able to do that. Like I would have had to hire a graphic artist, right? That probably would have cost me $75.
And that's the thing, you could tell it dimensions. Like I want it to be, it's amazing, dude. It's amazing.
So I think I'm sold on AI for sure, just like you
100%.
For the Underdog. 100%. We want to help people that just don't get it. Like, look, if you're out there and you own a business and you just don't have time, you don't get it. Alex and I can help you with this. We both can. Now, you can choose who you resonate with. because we're both businesses. We're not so people use that word competitor way too loosely. There's millions and millions of potential clients out there. Alex can never service them all. I can never service them all. We get our own clients, right? Like I consult with Alex on things. Alex talks to me about things. I'm good with ads and Google ads and stuff like that. And Alex is really good with he's like probably one of the best in the world.
I could do anything.
I know. I can do anything.
Literally anything. So I do have a prompt. So I'm going to share a prompt real quick.
All right, we're going to get to see a prompt.
Well, no, I'm gonna explain it basically.
Explain it.
What you want to do, right? So when you use ChatGPT, you're basically gonna write in something like, "What are some powerful or evocative words associated with your product, service, or offer?"
Yep.
Right. And when you ask that, you're basically why you're asking that is some words drive more action than others. So we want to start with some of the best ones that will elicit a positive emotional response and more conversions.
Yes.
So, from the decision aspect of, is your offer about solving a problem or satisfying a desire? In some cases, it might be both, but your problem solving is generally more compelling. If you need a tiebreaker, depending on what you decide, use one of the following. So, like, if the problem is like, what problems might your product, service, or offer solve for its customers who are your customer demographic? Like, and try and be as specific as possible. If you do that, you'll get a really good answer so that you could get a really good desire. Like, what might they desire from your product, and how can your product, service, or offer solve it for the customer in your demographic? So in their demographic could be anything like, I cater to 25 to 40-year-old females or women because you have a beauty product, or I cater to families with a net income of $150,000, $300,000, and I want to, repair my roof this year. Like, be as specific as possible so that you could drive more information and program it prior to asking the question that you want. Like, if you don't have to be a prompt engineer. Now, the prompt engineering part, you kind of like build upon on the back end. But like, if you position it so that you ask them and say, "Hey, I need you to think like this. I need you to think like a homeowner who wants a new roof, only has a limited amount of income. How can we help them see that there's more value in them starting now versus them starting later?"
Yeah, and that's kind of how we do our advertising also, Alex, but we use both. Like we'll A/B test, desire and pain, right? Because some people get sold on the pain. They don't want that faucet dripping anymore, right? Like they can't stand it all night long. Drip, 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 right?
Are you wearing headphones to sleep? Drip, drip.
Yeah,
drip.
right. You got to put earplugs in or something with the drip. Right. So, we like it. And look, like some people, I'd say, as far as selling, pain and desire are probably pretty equal, but you don't know. So if you're not using both of them and A/B testing both, you don't know which one's going to win. You got to have a winner. Everything's a test, like constantly testing. The cool thing about AI now, we're testing like, a lot of our ads now, right? We're doing more because we can go into ChatGPT and get some really good stuff. And it's giving us some really good stuff. And then we put a personal touch in there, right? And so we're able to do stuff so quick now. And all my whole team is into AI now. So we all use it in our company, just like you do, right? Both of our companies use AI now. So the companies that aren't using it they're gonna lose. There's no way to keep up with us. Right. And there's just no way. And so I never would have written $1 million a month business plan for Top Click Joe without AI. I was just going to like float along and make an extra 10,000 a month from some friends. Right. Like I was doing. I wasn't trying to be an agency. I wasn't trying to grow. I wasn't thinking of that. But then I got involved with this stuff and it changed everything. And now I'm so excited. I'm like, damn, here I go at 66 years old. I'm going to build another company like I've done twice before, right? I built big companies, so I'm doing it again. But I think this time it will far it will be it's going to be way bigger than my other companies, and they were multi-million-dollar companies, because with AI, it's so fast. We can do so much stuff. And now, because I can have clients around the world, just like you, there's no limit. There's no cap. It's just how like I'm already thinking
how can I help you? What's the problem? You know what I
yeah,
mean?
I know. Like it's we're in a really good place right now. And
Well, I
it's
mean,
and
I spoke to, I think I told you before this call, actually, I had a call for 2 hours
yes,
with a woman who has a Shopify store. And it's a very tricky thing because she's using a plugin that puts all the products on her store, but she wants to remove the plugin and then place them all on Shopify, not displaying the seller profiles, which
yes,
everything together probably about 200 something pages. And it's if they made that decision prior to talking to me, it would be chaotic, because and you know what this is how it is. Like, a client hires you, you literally do all the work, and then they make a decision without guidance that literally disrupted everything that you did. I've done that. I've been there. I've had a client do that before. But I'm so glad and so thankful that I spoke to her today, because she agreed to, like, press the brakes and, like, give me
yeah,
a month
right.
of real data. And because, like, the decisions that are being made is because of a want. They think that it's not working, but now I have some actionable data. I see pages growing, I see interest growing, and they're all on the pages that she wants to change. So it's like,
Yeah,
I know what you want to I know you want to do this, but you're literally paying me, and you're going to
yep.
disrupt everything, and then you're going to hate me at the end of 3 months because I'm going to keep asking for payments. And you're going to be like, "Well, we're not making any online sales." Well, you changed the website structure and you broke everything.
Do you know how many
So,
times? You know how many times we've had? That's why we write. That's why we do our own websites now for Google Ads, and we write our own landing pages. I can't
mhm,
tell you how many times a client changed the website around,
mhm.
or made it another page and didn't redirect, and all of a sudden the ads go into a page does not exist,
Yeah,
right?
404.
So
It's
404, right?
crazy.
So luckily we have software and we have scripts
Mhm.
inside when we do advertising that alerts us to that stuff, right? So we know right away. But it was like constantly, right? It was constant. Oh man, I didn't get any leads in the last 2 weeks. I'm like, and you go look at it and they've changed it without
Yeah.
telling you. So
It's
we
because and it's
control.
because of a want. It's like, "Oof, I don't
I
like
know
how
it
this
is. It's a
sounds."
want. Oh, I looked
I
at
don't
this website and it had this
Mhm.
pretty picture without
Exactly.
knowing that you have to have a call to action.
Yeah.
Google Ads needs a damn call to action, not like your pretty little picture. Nobody cares,
Yeah.
right? You do.
You're so passionate.
I know. Oh my God, man. I can feel it coming out of my veins right now, man.
So
And so,
passionate.
but our job is to get our clients leads. And if they stop getting leads, it's our fault,
Mhm.
even though they made the change,
Exactly.
right? It's always our fault, of course, right? So that's why we have software to alert us of all that stuff now. So
Mhm.
we don't have that problem because clients do
Which is my favorite part of being an agency owner or a business owner or an entrepreneur, whatever you want to call it, is the right to not work with somebody. Like,
that. That's right.
I work with you. I do not work for you.
Right. So yeah, you can leave if
Mm,
there's a big problem, if it's causing you too many headaches or taking up half of your day every day,
exactly.
right? And so because
Exactly.
we can't do that. We got a lot of clients and we got a lot going on. And right now I'm restructuring my company because of how we're growing and our systems. Systems are the most important thing, as you know, because if the system breaks,
Mhm.
as you get bigger, it all falls apart. So you got to have systems. So my new business
Jenga.
plan has systems built in. I built
Mhm.
systems, and my people are very very good at SOPs and SOWs and doing all that, right? And so that's something else Chat GBT is good at, is writing your SOPs for you, man, because
Mhm.
it knows a whole bunch of stuff. I'm like, I didn't think of that. That's
I
perfect.
mean, that and taking videos, turning them into transcripts, and then turning
That's
that
right.
transcript into an article. Like, there's so much, bro. It's really so much.
you could work 1 hour in the morning, take this one thing that you did, this video or something, you could turn it into 100 different things by pressing a
Yeah,
button. And now
100%.
it's like you've worked for a month after 1 hour.
But nobody, but see, that's the thing though. There's like, you have Chat GPT copy and paste evangelist. They
Yeah,
just create, copy and paste and
and
copy
it's
and
not even
paste,
good yet.
and they're not using it. They're not using it properly. You know what I
Well, they're
mean?
not going
Like,
to rank. They're not going to beat us
I'm
because
not worried
we're
about them, yeah, but
yeah
it's a
we're
real thing.
incorporating, like you said, we're incorporating techno SEO, real time SEO, and Google Business Profiles. People think SEO is just a website. It's social media. It's your Google Business Profile. It's everything together, works together for search engine optimization. Like you have links coming to you, and you're going out to your posts and things like that. Google's
It's
following all
like
this stuff
be everywhere all the time.
everywhere, all the time. So we have an employee, I call it a team member, that her whole job, her only job, per 10 clients, I have these people that this is all they do. They repurpose everything. It's repurposed everywhere. So I want everybody being seen, my clients being seen everywhere, so they can start gaining traction and get more leads, right? Because that's how you get leads. You got to be everywhere. Neil Patel said it on an interview, and I have it in one of my videos. I captured that video where he talked about, omni-channel marketing is everything. This chair, I'm gonna have to replace this chair, man, because it keeps losing it keeps going lower, and then I got to put it
Oh,
back up, right? So it's time. I hate, it's so comfortable. I just hate replacing it, but I'm getting sick of this. But we're at the forefront of this stuff along with a lot of other people, right? People are, and it blows my mind how many business owners are not catching on to AI, and they're waiting to see what's going to happen, and by then it's going to be too late. Like I think there's going to be a time that you're not going to catch up to us. We got 100 years worth of content written, or all these videos. We're not stopping. Every day we're doing stuff, and you're waiting. Now I don't have a problem with my competitors waiting. Wait.
yeah, I don't either. No.
Yeah, like wait it out, man. Alex and I will
chill
be
out.
people.
Just
Yeah,
chill out.
chill out. Don't worry about it, man. And a year from now, when we're standing on the podium, and we're the only two agencies in the world now because everybody else didn't do it. And then,
Wow.
you and I are like, okay, I'm at $1 trillion, and you're at, well, I'm at 1.1 trillion. I'm like, no way, dude. That's it. I'm taking you on, man. So anyway, yeah, that's all dreaming. Anyway, it's been an hour. We've been on here for an hour. So next week, I think what we're going to do is we're going to show our favorite, AI tools, and just show them how we use it. Show them a little bit.
My favorite AI tools are the GPT bots that I make.
I know. That's true. That's your favorite.
My bots are great.
That doesn't help. People have to buy that. That's true, and they're good.
I'll share it. I'll share it. Like again, like I'll.
I think our first one needs to be simple. I think we need to just show people how to use Chat GPT, the free version. Or I pay $20. Is it $20 a month or a year? I don't know, but $20 a month is nothing to get the power I get out of it, man. I just used it to write an a website page for me. Like I took this God, man, you could take.
I literally did
copy
over 80 pages. No, the website I told you about, the e-commerce site.
Yes,
I did. She has like 28 collection pages. She has like 30, maybe 30 seller profile pages, as well as the homepage. I did all the meta titles, all the meta descriptions, all the new H1s. I did brand new seller profiles, which right now there is none. I also did brand new collection pages, as well as the homepage, all yesterday.
And that would have taken how long before AI?
For like a normal team, like 60 days.
Unbelievable, isn't it? I have a new e-commerce client. I want you to look at that one and see what you can find on that one, but it's not as many pages as yours. It's like 5 pages. It's a small.
And on top of that, I incorporated an interlinking concept, so that from the collection pages even to the seller profile pages, they mention or they highlight a product with a little bit of text, and then that interlinks to the product. So the whole entire thing is this giant interlinking thing. Yeah, I'm an evil genius. So I think our time is up.
Evil genius, man. It is up. All right. So listen, next week we're going to show you how to use Chat GPT the right way, how easy it is, and what you can ask it. We'll ask all kinds of things, and we're going to test out that new thing I heard today about saying we'll give it a tip or a reward for better content, and see if we get, and let's see what happens when we do that. What kind of different content we get? Okay.
I have another idea for you later on, though. We'll talk about
I'll call you.
sideline
I'll
the
call
talk.
you right now. I'm going to call you.
All right, we'll
Later,
sideline this.
people. Thank you.
Peace.